The last point here I'm going to make is I love when you see these protests, how much the left likes to get violent. But if you'll notice something, they only like violence on their terms, which is when the other side doesn't get to fight back. Because the second the other side gets to fight back, you know, the people that are actually good at violence, they get the shit beat out of them. That's the difference. They're perfectly fine with violence. Like during the BLM riots, if you fought back, a little guy named Jake Gardner, you go to jail. If you did anything to defend yourself, your family, or your property, you got arrested. But what they didn't realize here, and you have to make the comparison, because these are the same people that were protesting during summer of 2020. The same political groups. You have to make the comparison here as they bit off more than they can chew. They fucked up. Because you can terrorize white people. You can terrorize Asian people. But you can't do it to the Jews. That's the one group in this country that you don't mess with. And I don't believe in the Jewish conspiracy theory that they all get together and run all the banks and media. But the reality is they got a lot of sway in banking. They got a lot of sway in media. They got a lot of sway in politics. And they will rage a propaganda war against you. There's a reason that these protests are getting shut down that quickly, whereas the BLM ones weren't. Or excuse me, these riots are getting shut down way more quickly than the BLM ones were. Which begs me to ask the question here. Are the elites trying to start a civil war in time for the election? That's the question. Are they trying to piss enough people off here so they can, because remember, we say desperate people do desperate things. The worse and worse their guy Biden's poll numbers get, the harder it's going to be to cheat. And there's a bunch of different ways to cheat. It's not just ballot stuffing. There's media manipulation, mass propaganda, stuff like that. But the more and more that Biden's polls continue to decline, the more desperate the establishment's going to get. If they start a civil war, Biden doesn't have to go up for re-election. They can postpone them. So are they trying to trigger something right around the summer, just in time for the elections, that would give them an excuse to at least postpone them? Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.